Hello friends, it's that day. It is the day I'm going to be talking about Beats headphones. And yes, I had received some messages personally telling how disappointed people were in me about getting these headphones. And you know what? I wasn't too disappointed. I guess I came at this from point of view that I was getting them for a bit cheaper than you get them in Australia. But I was also a bit more excited about the build quality. So guys, this is the review of the Beats Pros that are actually now owned by Apple, and you can only get them from the Apple Store. You get all the other Beats versions from everywhere else, but the Beats Pros are only from Apple's stores or in the aisle where Apple is. I believe JB Hi-Fi has a little aisle for all Apple products. Now, Beats has been around for a while. It's always been that sort of overpriced, very bassy headphone that you sort of see people who weren't actually particularly interested in sound quality as opposed to have an accessory that's rather expensive. So it's all about the brand. And yeah, the Beats Pro is still all about the brand. But this time I feel that the Beats Pro come off a little bit better than a lot of other headphones. And you look guys, you might completely disagree with me, and that's okay, because this is my opinion. And I'm sick and tired of hearing all these complaints about the quality and Beats is overpriced and it's all this and blah blah. Yes, it's all well and good. It probably is a little bit overpriced, well, very overpriced, but there is some good things about it. So let's talk about those first, and I'll get into what the negatives are. Well, these are the headphones. Metal build quality, absolutely awesome. Much better than anything you can get from a lot of other companies. Personally, every other company that I've used headphones on feel very, very flimsy. And even the ones that cost like $600 from like Sennheiser are still very plasticky. I mean, how hard is it to build metal ones? And I know some do have metal parts, but not all of them have the full metal body. This actually does. So props to Beats, or well, I guess Apple. No, it is designed by Beats. Whatever. Beats, Dre, Doctor. Well done on building these metal ones. The construction quality is absolutely fantastic. They fold in nicely like this and are super easy to store and come with a little fluffy travel case. They say Beats by Dr. Dre on the side. The other cool thing is that these are removable. You get two cables with it. You get this one, which is just a standard 3.5mm jack with a little springy type one. One of the ends kind of screws in and clips in. You have to pop it in like that. So that keeps it secure from pulling out, which is really cool. And you can go either ear. You can go left or right. Now the other really cool thing that I only figured out when I was on the plane is that if you get another set of headphones and plug it in the other end, you can chain them all together, which is really, really cool. When you're on the plane watching a movie off your laptop, you plug one in and the other person plugs in their headphones into their other side like so. I mean, it's not a necessity for headphones to have something like that, but it's super darn cool when they do, because it actually comes in useful. These were my headphones for traveling around. On flights, on trains, buses, everywhere I was sitting down and doing nothing or just watching out the window, these were on my ears. And I guess that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, comfortability. As you can see, these are circular. They don't go perfect like an oval shaped over your ears. So you do get a little bit of pressure on these areas of your ears, depending how big your ears are, obviously, and your head. But look, you know, after 4 hours on a plane, I was super comfortable with them. I actually fell asleep with them for a 10-hour flight. I did take them off after a while just because I got a bit, sweaty and whatnot, how you get on the plane. But I felt they were very comfortable, and they're still new, so they got a lot of pressure in here. So I guess after a while, we'll see how they go. This is also metal in there. You can kind of see it sliding on and off. And, it feels super solid. Like, I can grab them and chuck them around, and most importantly, I can put them in my travel bag, my carry-on, and if it got banged up, I wouldn't be worried about them. And I guess the best thing is that if this is separate from it, it won't break off in the process. So keeping these two separate things I just thought it was very clever from Beats. I mean, come on. There's a lot of other headphones that could do it. Some do, but not all of them do all at once. And I guess let's talk about the negatives. They're super expensive. Australian, they're $499 or $500 basically for headphones. Wow, that's expensive. They're not even noise cancelling. Yes, they're closed backs. It does very much so cancel out sounds from the outside. I couldn't quite hear the roar of the plane engines, but it's not noise cancelling. But then again, you know, noise cancelling headphones, much bulkier, batteries have to be involved, and it's not as a simple device to have. Now, the other thing that we're going to talk about is the audio quality. Look, everybody on the internet complains how these are not for audiophiles, people who really want to go hard into their audio quality. They're not. But to the average person, these things are going to sound great, and the bass, yes, it's a little bit high, but on most devices you can use an equalizer and you can manage that. I personally did. I had my phone as my music player, and I brought down the bass and brought up some of the mids that were actually missing, and I have to say these sounded really, really nice. And look, they're just a little bit better than my Logitech 900 series headphones, the wireless ones. I didn't want to go wireless with these things because, again, batteries, and they're all plastic. I wanted something solid. The cushions are very nice, I have to say, but I feel like they're going to get worn very quickly. I don't think it's real leather, it's some sort of pleather, but I have a feeling that it might get worn very quickly. The other thing is, the new pairs of Beats do come with a second cable, which I don't have in front of me because I don't know where it is. I'm still barely unpacking, but it does come with a microphone, so you can use these with your phone and speak and take calls. It's awesome, interchangeable. You don't have to have it all the time, so you can just swap it out, and you can obviously use it in your computer. Now, the other thing I have to mention is that there's an impedance rating on these of 51, I believe. Well, that's what my computer says. Now, when you are plugging it into computer, laptops should be fine, but just check with your front-end audio if it's plugged into the right plug, because you might get a low impedance rating and it's going to be higher voltage, and you might get some audio issues coming out of your computer. But if you go to the back, it should be fine. Again, this is a bit of a PC perspective because I use these with the PC for a bit. Overall, I bought them a lot cheaper than you buy them in Australia. I still think, in my opinion, it was a lot more expensive. I also got some tax back on it because when you're traveling out, you can get the tax back, so it made it a little bit more acceptable. But at $500, you are only paying for the brand name, the build quality, and not so much the audio quality. But in saying that, the quality will be good enough for the average listener, and even a little bit above the average. And if you enjoy those big bass lines, then you're gonna love these headphones. They're big, bulky, solid, and rather comfortable when you get used to them, and especially when you stretch them out a little bit, because they do put a lot of pressure. I've got a big head and they kind of push in, but after the end of my trip, I was like, wow, these are pretty nice and comfortable and fit my head pretty well. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been a bit more informative instead of people just hating on these things. Yes, I've bought them. I'm not overly overjoyed with their sound quality and the price I paid, but they are darn solid, and I've yet to hold a pair of headphones as solid as these in my hands. Guys, let me know in the comments if there are other headphones that I should check out. I'm in talks with Massdrop. I'm going to look into headphones from those guys. But thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in another video. Hopefully nobody gets angry about this review, but who cares? It's the internet. See yous.